So welcome to the pendulum squat tutorial, how to get the most out of this for your quads. In my opinion, this is by far the superior machine when it comes to squatting movements. I think it's better than a hack squat, I think it's better than a Smith machine squat, better than the barbell front squat. Anything when it comes to quad development, I do think this is king of them all. And the most important thing, or the most important reason why I believe this, is because of the profile that this gives you, that them other exercises I mentioned previously doesn't, which I'm going to explain in this video now. So we'll come to the profile section. This is the section that all big meathead bodybuilders go, that doesn't matter, when it does matter, because this is what we do when we train. We manage force, torque, happens at joints, muscles, manage that torque, so on and so forth. Now what we're going to be talking about here is why I think the pendulum squat is superior to other squatting movements like barbell squats, hack squats, safety bar squat, front squat, any kind of movement like that. And the reason, because the profile fits closer to what we can produce. So the strength profile of a squatting movement is we are weaker at the bottom of the movement than we are at the top. And the profile, the torque resistance profile of a pendulum squat is it drops off, so it's a little bit lighter in the bottom than what it is at the top. Now we're going to look at these arbitrary numbers that I've put here. So as we can see at the concentric, we're going to be moving that load more horizontal. It's not going to be more vertical. So as it's going through that arcing fashion, we're going to be moving it more horizontal at the start of the concentric, which means the load is going to be lighter. And then as we get into the top, that load's going to move more vertical, which means that load's going to be heavier. So these numbers here, 80 and 50, are just arbitrary numbers. The reason I picked 80 is because that's what I put on the machine, but it's not going to represent to what I am feeling when it comes to the exercise, or what load I will be managing when it comes to the exercise. But again, we're just looking at trends. We're not looking at being precise. I'm not clever enough to work out the precise amount of load. I'm just not. But what I do love about this stuff is just figuring out the trends and trying to match things as efficiently as possible. So it's 80 kilos at the top, and then it drops down to 50. And as I just mentioned previously, which is what I'm going to discuss now, is we are weaker at the bottom of a squatting movement than we are at the top because of the stacking motion we go through. And now I'm going to show this via drawings. So we can see at the start of the squatting movement here, let me just move this a little bit further up here. So I'm probably moving, I'm pressing roughly around here. So the moment I can't get this line any smaller, is a very teeny weeny moment onto the knee joint. So to point up, there's not much of a challenge at all. I can probably stand there all day. Then as I'm going through it, this will be probably a little bit more this way. I'm trying to keep everything the same, like the intent. So the intent is where I'm pushing into, whether it be the hips or the shoulders, and I'm probably pushing halfway in between. So we can see as we go for the movement, we can see there's a greater momentum now to the knee joint, so it's going to be more challenging. And then as we get to the bottom of the reckoning, I'm just going to try and make this all look very similar. We can see there's even greater momentum now to the knee joint. So again, the exercise becomes more challenging. So we've got the pattern of the loading pattern of the machine is now closely matching the profile of what we can produce. Now, for everyone who goes, it's making it easier, so a pendulum squat is easier than a hack squat, it's not. The load is still going to be the heaviest, and it's still going to be really demanding in that lengthened position. All we are doing here is making it closer to matching, so it's just flattening out the profile. So what I mean by this, if we put these as numbers, for example, say if this is 1, say if this was 3, and then say if this was 5, okay? At 1, we're handling 80 kilos, okay? So 1 times 80 is 80. At 3, we're going to say it's 3 here, and it's going to be maybe 60 kilos. So it's going to be 3 times 60, which would be 180. And at the bottom here, as I said, it's going to be 5. It's going to be 50 kilos, as we mentioned previously. And 5 times 50 is going to be 250 kilos. Okay, now let's say it was a hack squat. So a hack squat would be the same load all the way through. At the top, you'll be handling the 80 kilos, and then you'll be handling 240 kilos, and then you'll be handling 400 kilos, if my math is correct. But you can see it's getting heavier and heavier as we're getting lower. But also, the same is happening with the pendulum squats. It's just not as much of a dramatic increase in load. Hopefully all that makes sense. So it's still heavier at the bottom. So that 80 kilos at the top is still 250 kilos at the bottom. I have to remember what I said then. But it's not the 80 kilos, it's not the 400 kilos that you're handling when it comes to a hack squat. So hope that all makes sense what I just described then. So guys, this is why I think the pendulum squat is a lot more efficient and is better for quad development because of this built-in profile than what a hack squat, what a Smith machine squat, what a free weight barbell squat, safety bar squat will give you, unless you manipulate the profile of them exercises, which then takes more time, more effort. So for me, for efficiency, because it's already got a built-in profile, this is king of all squatting movements.